NBA is going on in there. Speaking of which, maybe we should transition to the NBA because there's a lot of talk going on with players and teams and who's going to be playing and who might be signed and who has roster spots to fill. And Brett, you wanted to break down a little bit here, so let's start off with the Lakers and Avery Bradley.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be good to give a quick little kind of gambling fantasy heads up here of some roster moves maybe you're aware of, maybe you're not. So we'll just start, like you said, with Avery Bradley, and he's going to sit out for family reasons. All the power to him. Good for him. I'm glad he's making a decision he feels comfortable with. Um, the Lakers did sign Dion Waiters just before the COVID break, so maybe that's someone that gets some of those minutes. But rumor has it they're also looking at J.R. Smith. And I think the moment that everyone thinks of when they think of LeBron and J.R. Smith, I think we're thinking of the same moment, Higgins.
I've seen it photoshopped on Twitter during these rumors of them in Lakers jerseys instead. I don't know how willing the Lakers fans would be to wanting J.R. Smith there. Nick Young has spoke up about being willing to go back to the Lakers if they'd want him. He knows he has a mixed history in the past with the Lakers, though. They may have to also fill the Dwight Howard slot, though. He's the only one still weighing the decision on whether he's going to play or not, apparently. Everyone else has decided.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Dwight's gonna decide. All the power to him either way. Do what's best for you. But Avery Bradley made his decision, and now the Lakers know that they are in the market for at least a guard.
Yes, and there's a few names that will be out there, and we're talking about J.R. Smith, Nick Young. I like Jamal Crawford. I know he's 40, but he's someone that there were talks about should have been in the league this past year before the COVID break. I think there are a few teams that could be looking at him potentially in this short scenario to come in and make an impact. But there are plenty of other teams that are also looking to fill gaps besides the Lakers. I mean, Trevor Ariza, he's sitting out for family reasons in Portland. And then Memphis also recently just filled a spot with Anthony Tolliver.
Yeah, Ariza sitting out in Portland. Maybe Nick Young should be calling Portland. Maybe he's targeting the wrong team. But Anthony Tolliver with Memphis kind of stands out to me a little bit. He's a veteran stretch four. He's not going to play that much. At least I don't think so. But uh, Memphis has the youngest roster in the league. And I think adding a vet, especially a vet who's been around a lot of different teams and seen a lot of different things, not a bad ad. Also, another LA team, I'm sorry I forgot to put this in the rundown, but the Clippers signed Joakim Noah. So,
Yes.
that was a decent ad too. He's kind of a defensive big now at this point in his career. He was okay for Memphis last year, kind of filling a similar role, just the vet voice in the locker room. So we'll see what happens with Anthony Tolliver in Memphis, but I kind of like that fit. They kind of fit each other pretty well. He's not looking for very many minutes, and they probably are going to roll the young guys out there, and they've got them this far. They're currently the eighth seed in the West, so I would keep letting the young kids play.
And I'm pulling up the live look of the Oregon odds at the NBA playoffs now that there have been a few signings, few openings of roster spots. The Bucks plus 250 are the leaders with the Lakers plus 270 right behind them. Then it goes Clippers plus 340, Rockets plus 1300, and Raptors plus 2000 along with the Celtics.
Okay. I'm not I'm still probably gonna roll smaller bets on some long shots. Like I
Well,
think that's
it's a steep drop off after that top three. Like
yeah.
Rockets are good value, I'd say, at
Yeah,
plus
I could
1300.
I could see me throwing a few bucks on the Rockets for sure, especially because of their backcourt.
Hmm.
And with the time off, I really think it does benefit a guy like James Harden, a high minutes per game guy who has 3 months off really before he has to play in the playoffs. Like traditionally, he hasn't been so great in the playoffs, and I think the 3 months off will actually benefit him more than most players.
And then right outside that top five, tied for seventh best odds, are the Denver Nuggets at plus 2,500, along with the Philadelphia 76ers, which that's interesting with the recent news of Jokic to see where the Nuggets are landing right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say stay away from the Nuggets until you get more word on that. But
Absolutely.
the Sixers again, they're another team. Ben Simmons was injured. Now he's coming back. Like maybe they had chemistry issues or whatever. I don't know what the hell their issues were, but Horford did not seem like a great fit in Philadelphia. But maybe talent just wins out, and their starting five is as good as any in the league.
And so we'll see about that. But there's a few other things that we should note about the NBA. I mean, the Nets, they waived Theo Pinson, signed Tyler Johnson, and then San Antonio signed Tyler Zeller, who is going to fill the roster spot of LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, Aldridge had surgery during this whole COVID break, so he's gonna be out. So Tyler Zeller is going to San Antonio. It'll be interesting to see what the Spurs do. I'm not exactly sure how much Zeller will or won't play. They have some young bigs, so maybe they roll with those guys. The Nets waiving Theo Pinson was interesting because he was part of that bench mob that the Nets have with all the dancing.
Yeah,
Uh, and you would think in a bring your own energy atmosphere, someone like that would really be an asset to an organization. But uh, the
that's a good
Nets,
point.
the Nets did try and sign Tyler Johnson 4 years ago. They offered him a huge deal when he was a restricted free agent with Miami, and Miami decided to match. And Tyler Johnson, pretty good combo guard in the league, so maybe he adds some better depth for the Nets. But I like Theo Pinson's energy, man. I don't know. I think he's that would have helped at least a little bit.
And then, Brett, here was another thing that I found interesting. Davis Bertans decided to sit out for Washington, and he caught a little bit of blowback. Evan Fournier from the Orlando Magic tweeted, "Seriously though, if you think it's okay to sit and watch your teammates play while you are perfectly healthy, it says a lot about you." And then the two shrugging emoji guys. And didn't mention Bertans by name, but he replies back on Twitter and goes, "If you don't care about the risks of playing in Orlando, then also next time tag me with your opinion about me." Simple as that.
Oh, well, that's interesting. It certainly makes me interested. I'm grabbing my popcorn and I'm going to the Twitter feed and I'm going to see what happens next. But yeah, I mean, Davies Bertans definitely caught some flack. People are speculating that he may be doing it for free agency, which is now in October. Um, he did tear an ACL. I want to say it was last season. So people are speculating that it may be for that. No, I'm not going to say anything about that. Like, I don't know. I hope he's doing it for COVID reasons and not for those reasons. And I trust that he is.
Absolutely. But speaking of other COVID concerns or COVID cases, the Kings, Pacers, Nuggets, they've all had positive cases throughout this week. So even as the NBA is trying to ramp up, they're still in phase two, I believe it is. They're starting to catch some of this surge that is spiking throughout the 26 different states that have started to open back up.
Yeah, I mean, it is it's definitely worrisome, like your whole league is traveling to Florida. You know what I mean? Like you'd wish they were traveling where they weren't spiking.